ourselves up, or we can have a lovely stream.
Yeah, I'll switch.
Okay.
Closer. I have not muted the tablet yet. Just play any video and it will start.
To help solve the climate crisis, but we need your guys' help.
Okay. Slow down, please.
How this works. Come on. I guess I'm going to move this over.
Sorry.
Get it out now.
Oh, God.
No!
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I am. I had no idea.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's going to be alright. What's going on there?
It fell down.
Don't you need it, like, in front of the thing?
Yeah, it's fine. We're not right on it, so it's fine.
Right there.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Are we live?
Well, hello. Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. Joined with me is my hubby, Jason.
Hubcap.
And today we are going to be using I don't have a tip in right now, Walnut Hollow. And we're going to go from start to finish on these sunflowers. I'm using basswood. This is a basswood plaque from Michael's, and I would say this is a piece that I would not normally use for something I'm selling. And the reason being, hopefully everybody can hear us, is that basswood glued together, and in doing that, there is no even burn between these of wood. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I haven't used a burner like this. In fact, I have never used this burner, and I haven't used a burner similar to this in 12 years. Okay, they're saying we're blurry. That's one thing I didn't check.
I'm looking, but it doesn't look blurry.
probably going to take, this is going to go over an hour. I had a request to do a basic, how I would start a project and go through it, and I decided to use the Walnut Hollow. One thing I did forget to grab is a pen, which is over by you, because I'm going to...
What kind of pen?
Sharpie's fine.
Sharpie. Okay.
I need to darken my lines.
Like that? No.
Let's see here.
Not that.
No, not that. There is a Sharpie.
Oh, I see. A fine tip?
There's Sharpie. Fine tip's fine.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, I did something.
You can always do something.
Let's see.
Okay, so I'm going to have to trim my pattern to fit my board, and I wish I could get it all on camera.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so running late today.
Doctor.
Doctor. Thank you, Doctor.
Doctor.
I'm going to trim this little part out because when I attach it to my second piece of paper, it's going to overlap. And I'm planning on showing how to pattern without transfer paper. So, I need the least amount.
I didn't catch it. That
Yeah.
like when you changed it, the clarity was astounding.
Oh, good.
So
So we're all good.
yeah, we're good now.
Yay! So I'm going to take my pattern together to hold it. I pulled out a 2B pencil. That way we can lay graphite on the back of the paper. And this oval you see around my pattern is so I can line it up on the board.
So did you already address that this is like start to finish? Like if you basically if you didn't have all the tools.
No, I guess I didn't, and I need to be better about that. I am trying to do this the most basic way, how other people have access to Michael's, which is where I got the board. Same with the Walnut Hollow Versi-tool. I'm going to show you how to outline your pattern without using a computer, which I normally do, to decide what information I want to transfer. Hopefully I'm loud enough. I did not put any kind of filter on the mic this time. It should be fine.
Well, just keep rolling with it and see how it is.
Well, I know what he's talking about because I had Hey, Bubba.
So while you're doing that, I just want to point out that you're not painting on your easel like normal. You're painting on it's almost flat, but you just have it propped up a little bit with something. And we had talked about this the other day because there's been so many questions about, how do I start out, and people not having all the same, gear that you do. So, you're burning on not nearly as because you're closer to vertical.
I'm using door stops.
Door stops, okay.
To prop up the wood.
But you could use like a scrap 2x4 or some books, anything that wasn't like, I guess, flammable. So you wouldn't want to use like a, like a can of gasoline or something.
No,
but you're doing this because everybody doesn't have the equipment that you've got, and you want to show how anybody can do this, And
this video series was inspired by Joshua our nephew. Hi, Josh, Jeremy, Maddie. I know you got to be watching. So this is as if I was teaching my nephew how to start burning. So right here I'm going to decide what all information I'm going to want in the pattern. I don't have to have like all the detail of the sunflower center. And I do have a copy in color, so I can, sometimes things don't stand out as well. So I make sure to print that out. And I'm using the Sharpie to just darken what lines I want. So I'm not trying to transfer everything. So
certain things, and I know that when I'm looking at your guidelines, like I don't sometimes get a lot of the things that you are looking for because you approach your work a little bit differently. Everybody's going to have an individual way that they do this, so I think that that's really important point. Picture of the sunflowers because, you know, one, copyright, you know, and two, you want to make it, you know, your own thing. So, but it could be anything. Yes. This could be anything. It doesn't have to be a sunflower, but it could be anything.
I was hoping for something. Oh, there we go. Don't do it on your wood. We already have a mess up.
We do?
Yes. Look at that.
Okay. How are you going to fix that?
I am going to make a mess.
Okay. This reminds me of a
Sandpaper.
Reminds me of a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Oh, that's about me right now.
The anal retentive carpenter. Ever see those?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh, he'd start out on a project and he'd get sidetracked by, you know, trying to make everything perfect, and then he'd never get the project done.
Oh, well then, yes, that would probably end up being me. Alright, I'm going to start with, because my board's already sanded, now I'm going to make a mess. And this is 220. Oh, maybe I should mute the mic for a minute, because this is going to get really agitating for people. So I'm just muting the mic. We didn't lose sound. Hopefully.
Your brother says you're such an amateur.
Well, yes, Grace, it was a very good thing it was muted. Yes. Okay, so I can't get it all off, so guess where the flower's going? Problem solved. By the time I'm done burning, it will be gone. Let's see here, because I did have it laying on the board about where it's over a little bit in here. We'll be fine. Now I'm going to remove this.
So MD Campbell, that's Mark, right?
Hey, Mark.
Yes. Soup can?
Soup can.
Yes, soup can. So he says hi. He can't stay long, but he wants to check in. Paul says demote to Sharpie to signing school reports. Your brother says, I think it was intentionally censored. Yes, all the swearing. Valarie started swearing. Sailor started running down the street away from the house. It's too much.
I don't care. This is foam underneath. It's normally what my easel is sitting on, so it doesn't slide around.
So we can look back on that later and be like, oh, those marks that were from that live stream that one time. Remember that one time?
Well, see, I mess up too all the time. It's just a matter of how you fix it.
I think that's like the real craft, the real art form behind art is, is figuring out how to fix the mistakes. Not to do it perfectly in one brush stroke or something, but how to fix it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see that today, hopefully.
We were talking about this the other day with Da Vinci, because they did radar imaging underneath the Mona Lisa, and there's like 2 other versions, and there's critics and historians saying, who is this other woman? Who are these 2 other women?
I'm really outlining so you guys can see. I don't know that I necessarily need the outlines. But if this was your first time burning, I wanted to show you. Oops, sorry, I'm throwing things.
Why did you throw this?
Just to get it out of my way. I didn't have any more room to put it down.
I could have been back there.
I knew you weren't back there.
You knew I was back there?
I knew you weren't back there.
Yeah, missed me.
By a mile. Joshua, if you were doing a picture that Dad printed out for you, you don't have to outline it, but if you're having a hard time seeing, I suggest you do. Plus, you're kind of already drawing it once, and then when you transfer it, you're drawing the piece a second time, and then when you burn it, you're drawing the same piece a third time, and that tends to make things a little easier and helps. I've drawn it 3 times. So the next time you try to do something similar, it's easier.
Everybody's reminiscing about it.
Yay, tangents.
The smell.
It's a lot of lines in here.
Well, don't be perfect.
I'll be looking at my photo too.
Oh, okay.
Some people completely when they transfer a pattern, if there's like a shadow, they will completely transfer the shadow. Sometimes when I start burning, I quit paying attention. I don't know what is causing that.
Do you think it's maybe because there's me talking?
I think because we have quiet in between, but clicking buttons until we find something that works. Hopefully something will work. I don't know.
That's how we did it in the military.
That's the only thing I can think of to do is click on things until it starts working. Are we still having an audio issue?
Dorothy Smith asked, "Do you always?"
I normally do my pattern in Photoshop. And no, I don't always do black and white. Because sometimes the color can be easier to see certain things. I did hype up frost and the darks so that this was more interesting. Then I think my photo was our picture. But with the black and white, you know exactly where the shadows are versus just darker or lighter color values. It just makes it easier for your brain to process, at least my brain to process. Gotta turn. Don't get too picky about perfect lines.
Dorothy is losing sound.
You guys still hear us? Is the mic sound activated? Sound any better? Are you losing the sound anymore? Talking in order to find out if it's any better.
Let me try something.
Go ahead. I don't care. If you can figure it out quicker, please do. That's just a pop filter.
I know, but I don't know.
Letting us know in chat about the audio. We'll get it figured out. I chose this picture because there's also a more blurry sunflower in the background. I haven't decided it. I do want to put that in, but I'm actually going to have to draw some of it because my photo didn't get the whole.
Talking, which would be bad.
Which is, yeah, I turned it off last week and I didn't activated this week.
Yeah, because we don't need an ASMR video.
All here, is it fine?
That's what he said.
Is anybody listening with headphones? I know what they're talking about because when I tested after hooking up the new computer, I noticed it. So I know.
Loving the look of the outline flower. She says it's pretty.
It just makes it so much easier to see what I want to transfer. And yeah, it's harder to see the Sharpie on the darker parts. That's why I went with the thicker pen, just to pop it out. Here is where we're going to be drawing because it ends. I try to keep the. I try to make it where it's only the snowball.
Okay, but you just shut off that other one, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that'll help. Let us know. Because they're all getting. Sometimes I found. I'm not going to go into my.
Okay, are we any better? I don't know why sound is dropping. You know, I'm going to try the other mic. It's going to be the camera mic. Okay, how about that?
All right.
This is we're making graphite paper.
All right. So we just turned the mics back on, so hopefully that works.
I'll get it figured out, guys. Somehow.
Do we need to move this mic closer to you?
I don't know that that's the problem. See, if I move it closer, sound again. Huh, we can hear you. Okay. I wonder if it's... In order to use this mic, I have to use a special program. I wonder if that's it.
Okay. Silent. If we want to catch people up.
I'm making graphite paper.
And you're doing it with a...
Number 2B pencil.
And you said softer was better for
Yes,
lead.
for lead.
So if you're going to do this.
So Joshua, if you take your pick here and just run some pencil on the back. In fact, oh, I forgot to pull down the elephants. In fact, the very first time I ever burned, I had no idea how to get the pattern onto the wood. So this is what I did. It's the only thing I could think of to do.
Seems like sound is back to normal.
Okay, we'll just leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip my pencil. I'm not going to coat this whole piece of paper. That would just be a waste and make a bigger mess.
You know, and this is like a universal technique for transferring.
Yeah.
Because I do this occasionally. Harder to do on canvas because unless the canvas is like wood backed, because you know you have the canvas which gives when you're trying to transfer.
Yeah.
But it's still a really viable way to get, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to do onto another surface.
And because I outlined, I know exactly where I need to be.
Yep.
So bonus on that.
Yeah, because if you didn't outline or if it wasn't showing through, you'd have to basically
cover the whole thing.
Cover the whole back sheet with graphite, and then
Make a
redraw on the
mess.
front.
And what I'm going to need to do, because the Walnut Hollow takes longer to heat up, I'm going to have to, while I'm transferring, pick a tip. And
Eve says it's the only way for thicker materials.
Oop.
Yeah, you need a pretty strong light.
I wish I could, though. In fact, my light pad doesn't even seem to do 300 pound watercolor paper for some reason. I'm not too happy about that. Let's see here. Good. I missed a line right there. Okay.
About this in infant class at school, and I think it's one of the few things we learn at school that lasts a lifetime. But you know, you'd be surprised how many schools don't teach this. In fact,
I don't remember it.
when I went to when I first started art school, well, that sounds fancy. When I started school as an artist and I was taking classes, this was something that was introduced, and a lot of people didn't know about it. Surprisingly.
I learned it on my own. Well, I do need to decide what lines I want to transfer, because when I lift this, I do not want to have to deal with trying to line things back up again. So,
As far as like composition, like I know you kind of decided where you wanted to be on this, but that's sort of a personal choice too, isn't it?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted it to have a focal point and some interest blur, and I wanted parts of it to go off the wood. Just to make it a little different.
Yeah, when we're done with this pattern.
Oh, at this part?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks done to me.
I'm going to probably have to go back over my lines with a pencil. Just so I know what I've got, which is fine. Hopefully. This is all the tedious stuff you have to do, or I have to do, before I start burning.
And I think it's really important to say that too, because like a lot of people, when you're using it, you could just go for it and start sketching, but it's going to be, if you don't know where you're going, it's going to look like my notebook in high school. You know, it's just going to be a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
And burn in, you know, it's there.
Alrighty. Hopefully this is enough. I did grab some transfer paper in case I have any issues. So, flip it over.
Paul says that he finds it odd that, you know, going to school, it seemed.
I don't want to be too close to the edge on these two. So if some more of this goes off, that's fine. Let's see here. I'm going to tape it down. And actually, before I go all over the place, I'm going to go flat. Make sure everybody can see.
So you took your doorstops out.
I took the doorstops out. Goodness, I have made a mess. Alright, I use a different colored pencil, so I know where I've been.
So that you don't have to like wonder if you've already transferred that part of the line or whatnot. Exactly. I knew that actually, but only because you taught me like a couple years ago.
Yeah, I didn't take down. Shoot.
Pure.
But
and that's going to be an attitude that a lot of people have. Like, oh, it's not free-handed. It's not art. But you know, the truth of it is all the way back from Albert and more efficient ways to get, you know, their images onto what they're working on accurately. And a lot of times, you know, there are mechanical processes that didn't have anything to do with freehand.
Da Vinci and Leonardo used lenses.
Yep. And you know, the reason for that is, you know, especially when you're dealing with commissions, you know, you got to be accurate. And when one of your clients, you know, is like the Pope or something, and your head's on the line, you know, it better be accurate.
Why is the head on the line?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because the artist.
Oh, we're okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Don't want to lose this again.
Great painting equals, you know, accolades and success, and then a poor likeness might poverty.
Well, it is transferring, but I was doing it so fast. I am going to use graphite paper.
Okay, so how much does this cost?
Graphite paper?
Yeah.
$4 at Michael's. Maybe?
$4. And I'm thinking there's probably other places you can get graphite paper for cheap as well.
See, I think this is the Sorrel, and it's going to be, it's a lighter. I was just grabbing.
paper, the whatever it is that you're using, you gotta press pretty hard, and that leaves indentations
I don't want that
on your substrate. So you switching to graphite paper is, you know, kind of solving that. So
I did not spend a whole lot of time laying down a whole lot of graphite, so that's why it was lighter.
So, would you say then that if you're doing pyrography, that graphite paper is probably something that you should be getting?
Yes.
Okay, so that's like a basic then.
Yes.
Okay.
Michaels carries it in the wood section, where you would get a piece of wood. So.
Oh yeah, Eve says Vermeer. Still working on my delivery there, Eve. Still working on it.
Let's see. Trying to do it quickly. Just enough information. Landmarks are on the sunflower. And the piece of wood under my hand is so I'm not rubbing my hand back and forth and smearing more graphite on the board than I want.
Oh, okay.
Glassing. Because it doesn't, unlike tracing paper, it doesn't pick up. Hard for you guys to see. Let's see, we're at the bottom. I had a couple of art classes, and that's because of the I was working on my counseling, and I wanted a certificate specializing in art therapy, so I had to take some art classes.
Want to learn from.
Yeah,
I've been pretty lucky.
you have been lucky. Excuse me, for sunflowers.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to the burning part yet.
I know, but this is like start to finish.
Oh gosh.
You gonna be okay?
Break after this. My hand can only take so much. I will just transfer this. I can always go back later and add my other stuff. So.
Paul.
Damn it, I keep moving my pattern. Color that in?
I can't.
Okay. That's okay. Color erase pencil.
I didn't know that. You did 6 years of professional education.
Awesome.
She said she learned no skills when it comes to traditional mediums.
That stinks. Oh no, pull it again. It's gonna go. It'll sound like a helicopter taking off. It's a very loud.
Okay, I pulled it twice.
That's the line right here that I missed. Not uncommon for transferring a pattern. Bubba?
I haven't seen him comment in a while. He may be just watching.
Yeah. Joshua, there's a lot to getting started, but it's worth it once you do it. Alright, hopefully I got everything. Kind of hard to tell at this angle. Actually, maybe I didn't. No, I missed a couple of little things.
There's an art school thing going on here.
Oh.
Chat's full. You got to go back and read these comments. It's a really great and informational.
Is it?
Michael Ann says I was. One of the things that I learned in one of my art history, philosophy classes was just how much modern art, just how much that art criticism has molded the art community.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the things that we're taught in school are called formalism. It's things like line and rhythm and color and things like that. And those are the formal elements of art. And for the longest time, for my whole lifetime, that was what I was taught. It wasn't until recently that I learned anything different. It's dictated by that philosophy.
Alright, this is a heater, and it has a little bulb on the tip here.
So this is the Walnut Hollow.
This is the Walnut Hollow.
Okay.
And boot it up. I didn't spray it with. I would suggest spraying the threads with graphite. What's it called? The spray.
Spray.
Well, graphite spray. Because I'm going to be doing something that I'm going to tell you guys not to do.
Which is?
Switching out my tips while they're hot.
Oh.
If I need to.
Okay.
And I'm using my heavy duty soldering iron.
Now, is that something that comes with the Walnut Hollow burner?
No, this came with my stained glass kit. Let's see here. I'm taking a pencil and
Burner is that it's basic, but from a safety standpoint, it can roll.
Yep.
Which means that.
Well, it comes with a stand.
Does it?
But I have never, ever had luck with these kind of stands.
I didn't mean to get you off tangent. Sorry.
It's got this stand. And to me, it sucks.
That's it?
That's it. Right there.
So.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
So I am choosing to use my soldering gun holder because I know it's not going anywhere.
So where would you go to get something like that?
Hardware store.
Hardware store. Okay. Probably not at Walmart or something.
They might actually.
Ah.
Yes, as long as it's heavier than the one that comes in the box, really. Let's see here. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining.
And your brother says he is here.
Yay.
Oh, and Mark says, thank you for the wonderful live. Great to see you working in real time. Have a most excellent evening. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I know.
Who was it?
Leovan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really, they're good videos.
And he's going to school.
Or, yeah,
Education.
Fine art.
No, fine art education.
Right.
Art education. Excuse me. Now I'm going to have to wear a glove. It's not the glove that I would normally wear, but it's something. I can't find my other glove because I haven't had to use it for a long time.
I got a pair of rolling gloves in the car.
No. I've got graphite all over the board. Luckily it just erases. What drives me nuts. I should have timed how long it takes the Walnut Hollow to heat up. Because by now I would have already been burning. see here. At least this will keep my hand a little longer than my fingers. Let's give it a test.
Paul says they've just started selling them in an art shop near me. I think he's talking about the Walnut Hollow.
Let's see here.
It's being sold as a combination soldering iron and burner.
Yep. Alright. One thing I forgot to do, because I know this is going to get hot, I'm just going to take the pattern off.
Just threw that. Okay.
It's in my way. Let's see here. Hopefully, I'm going to zoom in because we need to.
Right now, with the door stops, it gives you like what, like
30 degrees, maybe
30 degrees.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, maybe not.
I'd say more like 20.
Don't give me a hard time.
Okay.
Not you.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out what happened. Hopefully I didn't lose my... There we go. There we go. And I was going to put the photo up, but...
You know, I think...
Do I need the photo?
No, I think just get to it.
Just get to it. Alright. So for my setting, I put it on the orange.
The orange.
I don't know. Let's put it in the middle of the orange. Yep.
So there's no numbers on there?
There is no numbers. Hey, at least we can adjust. The one I started with, you can't even adjust with it.
Oh.
It's clinging everywhere. Alright. Test it.
And so what kind of tip is that?
They call this the shader. Woo. There we
You said they call it the shader.
go. They do.
It tells me a little something about how you actually feel about it.
I don't like this burner. There. I just said it.
Okay,
I
but
don't like
maybe
it.
that's also what people got.
I know. And that's
Which
why
is
we're doing it.
Which is why you decided to do it.
Yeah. Alright, are we still on medium? We are still on orange. Alright, I still want to stay away from outlining if I can. And put that here. The stem is darker than right here, so here we go. Oh my god. I know there's a couple of professional artists that use these. Never used one of these.
Well, not since the beginning, right?
No, I've never used one of these.
Oh, that tip?
No, this burner.
Oh.
This is a brand new burner I got last year.
Oh, okay.
I've never used a Versi-tool. When I first started burning, I had this is considered a variable pen because you can adjust the heat. I started with a non-variable.
What happens if you use this and you like it better than all the rest of your burners?
Well, then I would check to see if hell froze over because, yeah.
Well, tell us how you really feel about that.
I think it's good for people who want to spend $15 with a coupon to see if they want to burn in the first place. I think from that angle, it's perfectly fine. And some people do like it. It's uncomfortable for my hand. I don't like how the cord is. I've gotten so used to that, but it's not bothering me yet. I like not having to burn with a glove. And being There are people who use it and do a beautiful job. I'm just not one of them.
I have faith in you.
Well, at least you do. Trying to get this cord behind me. Stock, so it's not going to be perfectly smooth, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think it's smart that you're starting on the stock, and that's, you know, that's where you can get used to the tool.
Yeah. Like this tip, we're switching tips. It's just a matter of
And you said,
don't do what I'm doing.
don't do this at home.
Do not do this. Let your tip pull off completely, because these are brass, so you can break them off.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Is that even burning on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. I just looked up and I don't want to bend the tip. That's why I'm trying to be careful.
Now, do they screw in?
Yep, they screw in.
Oh, okay. That's why.
That's why I'm having a problem.
Okay. Gotcha. And of course, it's heated up, which means everything expands.
That's why you're supposed to wait. But,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to keep from dropping it on the wood, or push too hard, because then I can damage the Alright, what we gonna try this time? Well, angled one. I'm gonna go for, I guess, the flat angle. The writing. This is a writing. This is a hot knife. We don't need that. These are patterns, which I never use. Let's see here. This is a nib. Oh, the fan. Well, can we turn it off?
Yeah.
Please.
Is it cooling down your tip?
Yeah, no, it's the noise. I can't imagine how that sounds on video. It started squeaking.
Oh, it started that right away.
Yeah, but that bad?
Yep.
Oh,
You were just focused.
I guess so. Now this is still hot, so I do not want to just screw in the tip with my fingers, because it will heat up the tip as we're going.
How tight should you be screwing them in?
Yeah, till it stops.
So
It'll stop on its own like that.
just resistance.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, let's try this tip. See how I like that one. We're going back to the orange. Actually, I think we're going to get closer to yellow. Let's try that. See how that works. That is pretty dark, so... And we can see how long it takes this darn thing to heat up.
And Paul says, Val, that's got to be a pain in the dot.
It is. But I know this is some people only have this burner, and I really want them to burn. So wood.
You want them to make art.
make art.
You don't want them to burn.
Exactly.
Is trying to push on,
I'm not
society.
touching. I'm just looking to see if it's heating up because I'm still not getting it. On medium orange. Bump it all the way up, then I can always turn it down. I do feel that heat. I think these are right around 900, 950. What?
Michael has this burn, baby burn.
I'm trying. I don't want to. Dial it down a little bit now that it's finally kicking out. This also does lines. But I'm not going to do lines with it. I want to shade with it.
Paul says maybe you could pour
If you have this pen, enjoy it. I like my not the best one, I don't think, to shade with. And there are people who do beautiful pieces of art with it. Good side is it's cheap.
Well, and like anything.
Yeah.
Because there's.
And I picked the wrong tip again.
Because you're the tips.
Ready to.
Dorothy says, I started with one of those, and after 2 months, the control died. I went to a better one after that. Important thing that Dorothy said, though, because she worked with that one for 2 months, so she knew that she. Yep. And I guess if you have a Walnut Hollow, and you're like, yeah, I really like pyrography, and I want to keep doing this, then you know that it's probably time.
Definitely a craft burner, and there's nothing wrong with doing craft at all. But I'm just switching over. I know this tip. I used to use this tip. I'm just gonna go to the tip that I know. Let's see if it gets hot while I do this.
Pressure do you apply when burning?
You shouldn't be Sometimes I'm bad about it, but you shouldn't be applying any pressure.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Your tip should be doing all the work.
Paul says perhaps a part of the whole experience is in learning patience at the same time as art. Grasshopper.
I don't have patience for this pen.
That's a telling statement, Paul. That shows your age. And mine, because I understand what you said exactly.
Me too.
So, but younger folks might not get that reference.
Asking, what would be the main point in your progress at which you can tell that you have to upgrade? When his beginner's burner is at its limits.
I know the answer to that.
Let's see what you know.
I would start with the Walnut Hollow or basic burner, whatever it is you have. Possible, you know it's possible because you see other artists doing it, then it's time
to off so much you can't take it anymore.
And welcome, Valarie.
Yeah. I should have made this a review.
Grace says if that's a Karate Kid reference, this young one gets it. On that one.
Ah, still too hot. Going down to
David Carradine.
David Carradine.
Keith is his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Hunter is a Kung Fu reference for me.
Yellow. Let's see. I did have it turned up so I could get it heated up quicker. So that's what yellow is on the writing tip. So what you're getting is real-time mess up. Because I have all these burners just right here, and I could fix it so quickly.
I know, but that's not what we're here to do.
I know. Now that I've covered all the basics, though.
Looks like the audio problems are back.
Again?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a YouTube thing. Dorothy's saying he's still having them, so I don't think... I promise I will get it figured out somehow. That is the noise you hear. That is the controller hitting my counter. Over and over and over again. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. Hopefully it's going to be in focus. Now, because I had lifted the pin off the wood, I touched down quickly in a darker area so that I didn't get any blobs or... I'm trying to think of another way to put it. What other people call it? I call them blobs. This pin, the faster you go, the lighter the burn.
Kim cans.
Hi, Kim.
I was gonna say, I don't remember seeing Kim and chat.
I don't. Welcome. Let's see. I still am trying to keep from outlining, but it's harder not to. Bottom part underneath the sunflower is dark. Also remember we on discussing the wood, these are 4 different boards glued together, and so they are each, we're going to see it probably right here. See, that's one coming down. We're going to see it right in here. This is going to burn differently than this area.
So anytime that you have a place where boards are
So it'll burn, but it won't burn darkly. No, I'm getting a little bit more control of the heat.
probably the most natural transition from graphite to pyrography because it looks like a really thick.
In fact, I think when I first started burning, this is the tip I tended to use.
Kim has a question.
Please.
Do you recommend to start with shadow first?
I tend to start with... I try to start on the right as much as I can so that I'm not sparing my graphite as my hand moves across. And I do try to go with some of my darker shadows to get that color base down so I can tell where other things are going to go. If that makes sense. It's a way for me to gauge.
And then also, if it's burning darker than you want, then you wouldn't have to worry about it being too...
I do tend to start with eyes if there's eyes. This is actually the first time I've ever burned a sunflower.
But you've burned flowers before.
Now you're thinking, we don't want to have this conversation right now.
No.
Okay, see, you can tell the difference in the burn between the 2 colors. It's just the 2 different pieces of wood. I would not use this. I picked this piece of wood specifically for this live because I won't sell it. Well, they do have them at Michael's. It is the basswood rounds or strips with the bark still attached. That is all one piece. Those I highly suggest burning on. But these, they're good practice. And you might You could use this board if there was something that you wanted to have the effect of different burns. So it's not like you couldn't use it. It depends on what you're looking for your art.
I think that'd be like a stylized choice.
Yeah.
You know. So.
For the elephants?
Yeah.
It's in the drawer. It's a non-variable. It was my first burner.
So basically, it could be...
It's shaped like this, but you can't control the burn.
Oh, okay. So basic of the basic.
Basic of the basic.
And that was your first pyrography piece ever.
Well,
we're going on an hour and a half right now.
Are we?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Started 11, right?
Yes, we started at 11.
Okay, we're at 12:22.
Then no, we are not. I will finish this next week.
Okay.
With this burner. I'm not going to touch it with my other burner. I'm going to work through this.
Eric Draw says hello, Valerie.
Hi, Eric. Yeah, I'll pick this back up.
Paul says he's actually burnt sunflowers before. Unfortunately, the flamethrower wasn't pressurized properly. And it took half of next door's garden at the same time.
Oops. Why would you do that to the... Why would you do that? I turned down the heat, but I'm going to use the hotter heat.
I understand, Paul. I do. Probably let him know if you're going to start really doing that.
Oh, we got to get propane tanks, remember?
Yeah.
Propane torches. Surprisingly enough, this is not too hot on my hand.
Yeah.
I will say that. Yeah, it's not too hot on my hand. I'm happy with that. Otherwise, it is a bit uncomfortable. Let me see if I can get this down. The Burnmaster Eagle, and actually,
It's not too much different.
no, actually the Burnmaster is a little bigger. It is a little bit bigger. Now I'll spend the next week researching. It's gonna drive me nuts. We're gonna have to make this a part 2. There's... My hand already hurts. Brain to... Stopping, please.
I understand.
On. Stop here. I have to give my hand a rest. It hurts. But I do want to show. It's probably dusty because
Oh, you got a glove.
I did not plan very well. This was my very first burning. Let's see if I can turn this so people can... There we go. That works. That is my very first burning. I outlined, I used stippling. The color is oil pastel. My photo didn't have the elephant feet showing. It had dirt. So that's what I did. So I went from that to what I do now.
So this is like having done this piece, and then you knew, like at that point once you finished it, like this is good.
Yes.
So I guess that's a good example of like how you know when you should upgrade too. Like if you get your first piece done and you're like, oh my god, I love this.
Yes.
Then maybe you should start looking for a new burner.
Yes. And I did this piece, which my original burner I think's in that third drawer.
Third drawer?
Yeah, I still have it. I've shown it before. I think it's on it's green. It's right there.
Is it in this?
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's pretty high tech. I like the heat shield that you made for it.
This is my original burner. So you can see one of the tips. It gets so hot that this is a washcloth. But you can see the handle is the same. So are these both walnut hollows? Yep, they are both walnut hollows. This one is the non-variable heat adjustment. All you could do is turn it on. So I did this piece with this burner, and then I did a owl. My mother has the owl.
So how long ago did you pick up that? How long ago did you do the elephants?
December 19th of 05.
05.
05.
That's when you knew.
That's when I knew. Well, because I did finish it. Yes, I did finish this. I think within an hour or so.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Because you're obsessed.
Well, that and it was hot, and I was like, "Damn it! I just want to get it done." My hands are burning because at the time I did not do the washcloth.
Eric says, "Can I trade something for that burner?"
Why would you want to trade something for this burner? This... Yeah.
Because it's like...
Oh, is that what that is? I would not go that far. Okay, I think we're gonna end it there. My hands are hurting. I'm gonna have to put my wrist brace on. Alright, I'm gonna remove this. I'm not gonna throw this one.
Thank you. Yes, I will take it.
Jesus. Well, I just gotta get this stuff out. So next week we are going to finish up the sunflower. I am so sorry that I didn't get any further in the burning.
He's serious.
We'll talk after the live, okay, Eric? So yeah, we'll finish this next Wednesday. Hopefully we will be on at regular time at 10:30, as long as I don't have any foreseeable problems. And with that, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It's going to pop up somewhere up here or down there. It'll be there. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see and where else you'd like me to go with the beginner series on burning. And with that, happy burning, guys. Bye.
Bye.